About rural America specifically.
Yes.
We were yelling at each other here in pre-production.
Yeah, we
A
were.
little bit.
We're fired up tonight. Well, yelling with each other, I think. It was somewhat at each other, mostly with each other. We're all pissed.
It was something like that.
I don't know what you're yelling about!
We're live on YouTube. I'm still trying to get us live on
Oh, we're not live on Facebook yet?
No,
That's the
we're
only one
getting
that matters. Did anybody actually watch YouTube?
Yes, actually. Yeah.
Hi.
Yeah.
High five of you. It's
Yes.
good to see you. We're going to get going here in a second. We
We
are
are.
going to get live on Facebook first once Kellen gets us going. And I'm going to start talking to them and reintroduce ourselves.
Yeah. Good idea.
Let me know when we're live on Facebook. I can tell you when we're live. I'll just look it up right here when we live on Facebook.
I will let you know.
I must switch my profiles. Kellen's like, we're ready to go, guys. Go. And we're like, okay.
Yep.
And we started going. And there's a lot to do. To get
Not
this
ready
thing
to
set.
go. Yeah.
I see it says we're going live on Facebook for 1 minute and 9 seconds, and it stopped.
Yes, that was the old one where our audio wasn't going.
I'm going to go ahead and delete that. Is that okay?
Yeah, I already did.
You did? Just joking.
Start 2. There we go. All right, now we're good.
We are? We're live on Facebook?
In about 3 seconds.
Okay, I'm waiting for it.
Done.
I'm going to watch
Now
it
you're
happen.
live on Facebook.
Hello, Facebook. Welcome to the YouTube feed. We are the Three World White Guys. I'm Mike Heaton, the co-host.
Awesome.
Here's Jacob Dodds.
There's
well.
Jacob.
There's Jacob and Kellen Gracie.
I'm over here.
And for now, the third or fourth time, we are the Three World White Guys.
Yes.
Sitting in our garage, drinking beer and talking rural politics.
Yeah. Sorry you missed the intro music, y'all, on Facebook, but
What the fuck?
you can tune into YouTube and
Yeah.
get the whole thing. Well, you only missed like 8 seconds. But
Yeah, it's not bad. Not
Yeah.
bad. Good to see you all night. We see people online already logging in, ready to watch us. We have a lot to talk about today, but I think our biggest thing here is, and I'm going to set the stage for it because this is our theme going over the whole evening tonight as we talk about different scenarios happening in real time and what's happened over the last 4, 8, 10 years. Is Democrats and Republicans are not the same.
No.
And that's our theme.
Mike, one's a donkey and one's an elephant.
Exactly.
That was very insightful.
Yeah. So well done, Jacob.
That's
Well
what
done.
I'm here for.
So we got a little fired up earlier. We had a lot of debate over how we're going to address this issue because we're hearing from a lot of our fellow rural Americans about how fed up they are with two-party system.
Yes.
And we have candidates running like Rob Sand who's saying, I don't believe in a two-party system, blue versus red, neither are good, but I have to be Democrat because I can't be Republican, but I don't want to be either kind of shit, which is good for him. It's working. I'm going to go with it. But here's the reality, and we're going to try to emphasize this point throughout the course of the night. These are not the same groups. As much as people want to say they're both equally bad, that is not true.
Well,
And so we're going to dive into that tonight.
do you want to just start in, or where do you want to go?
How do you want to do it? I'm good with whatever. We have a lot of topics to cover. I want to talk about, this is the trend we're seeing right now in rural. So what are some examples we're seeing? What are some real-time things that are happening in real time that we're seeing in current events as well as past events? We're going to sort of cover it all. We've already sort of covered it earlier tonight as we prep for this program. I'm okay with starting anywhere. I think it's all relevant. So where do you guys want to start? Jacob, you want to kick us off? You usually are a sane one of all of us.
Well, I mean, to your point, Mike, I think we're seeing it in some of the message from some of the people running for office right now, both on the left and the right. I think if they're politically astute at all, they recognize that. Here in Iowa, look at Rob Sand's campaign. He's not holding himself out as a. I hope
Have you here?
we're hearing me.
Yeah, we hear you now. Hi, Jacob.
We heard you earlier, just not as well.
Yeah,
All right.
he fixed it. You complained earlier, but he didn't listen. Now he fixed it.
So look at his campaign signs.
Yeah.
They're like,
Really?
they're like baby shit green and brown and
Oh, really?
red.
They're not
Who?
Rob
Rob
Sands?
Sand.
His. Did you just say Rob Sand signs are baby shit green?
Yes.
I guess.
I gotta look
You
at
should
this.
pull up.
I got to look
graphic.
this up now.
It's about
Yeah,
the same
I-
color as the logo in the corner of our screen there.
Well, that looks brown to me, Jacob.
Well, the microphone.
Are you colorblind? Oh, the microphone.
Actually, I
Okay.
am.
Okay.
Are you? I was wondering that. Seriously, are you really colorblind?
Oh,
I didn't know that. Yeah.
Learn something.
But my
new
point
every
is,
day.
is
the
you
more
most
you
of the
know.
time, like a lot of times
Buckle up, kids.
They'll adopt the colors of the party. You know,
True. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So-
the blue signs will be Democrat, red signs Republican.
He's not even close. And Zach Lane's the same way. Like his is kind of like a purplish color.
Is it baby shit purple?
If you
Is that a color?
If your baby shit's purple, you got problems.
Well, yeah, you definitely have some issues. Yeah.
I'm gonna
But
look.
but Zach Lane's trying to kind of hold himself out there. Like, I mean, I'll give the guy credit. He's kind of smart because he went over the quote unquote grassroots MAGA conservatives, but at the same time he's towing that line of being like an environmentalist and some of the things that are typically not Republicans. So
Right.
I think that there's my point is I think there's definitely some truth to that.
You want to put
sentiment
on
that
Jacob? There you go. There you go.
people are tired of the two-party system. They do see it as birds of the same feather.
So legit critique. Let's start with that. It's a legit critique. They're tired of the two-party system. I'm not going to counter that. I don't think we're going to counter that. We all are a little tired of the two-party system. We push for ranked choice voting. We've talked about three-party, four-party, multi-party approaches over the years as we had this podcast. No one is here in this room is arguing that the two-party system kind of sucks, right? But tonight, we're disputing the fact, which we're hearing everywhere, that the two parties are not the same. Can we all agree on that or not? Are we feeling good about that statement?
They're definitely not.
We're disputing the fact that they are the same. We're saying they're not.
We're saying they're not the same.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Even though we're seeing a trend out in the political world and the social world, especially out here in rural, that they are the same. So, Kellen, you brought up a really good point earlier while we were prepping for this. Why do you think that a lot of voters right now are going in that direction of, I can't vote Republican anymore, but Democrats are just as bad?
Why do I think they're going that way?
Yeah. How do we get here in that context?
So
you gave some good examples of how we got here, I think.
Yeah. Well, I mean, ultimately it boils down to, I think what's going on is you have a whole lot of Republicans or Republican lights or Republican curious people who are coming to grips with Trump and are starting to realize that the grift, the corruption, the insanity, the chaos, all of the nonsense and the noise is too much. And cognitive dissonance is a difficult thing for human brains to deal with.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
And one way to deal with that, instead of saying, shit, I was wrong and I shouldn't have voted for this guy, a different way of dealing with that is they're all crooks anyway. The whole thing is corrupt. Burn it all down.
Yeah.
Democrats are just as bad, right? And that's a really simplistic or I guess generalized way to answer your question. But
I think that's what we're talking about, though. People, in order to justify not liking Republicans, they have to also justify not liking Democrats. And
right.
let's be fair, they have been bombarded in rural, as we've been talking about for the last 6 years. They have been bombarded in rural with Republican propaganda about how evil Democrats are,
right,
with no counterpoint from Democrats because
right.
they had given up a lot of time, marketing, and energy in rural communities. They sort of gave up on them,
right,
and they focused on urban and suburban areas in their marketing and their campaigns, right?
Right.
So there has been no counter messaging. So they know Republicans are evil or Democrats are evil, and suddenly they realize the Republicans are evil. So that's where they stand. Now they're both evil, right? I mean, that seems like a natural thought process as you're going. They all suck, right?
Right.
I wish I would have. I wish I'd have known this is what we were going to talk about tonight, because I would have brought out that mailer that the Republicans sent out when you ran for office.
The one with the AOC and where I got lumped in.
Evil far left Mike Heaton.
Yeah. Listen, in terms of what I put out there publicly, I talked about casseroles. And I talked about Mount Pleasant, and I sent out letters to my constituents, hopefully, potential constituents, all very centrist, like rural, support our local community kind of shit. And what did we get in return? We got a mailer that had me in, it was like grayed out, shadowy, very clearly done up with some, it wasn't AI back then. It was, Adobe or Adobe, whatever. And with who was it with on that thing? Was it Nancy, Chuck and AOC?
Yeah, it was like the three horsemen of the apocalypse in
right.
the Democratic Party then, yeah.
But my favorite part, Jacob, it was like, Mike Heaton says that you can wrap a turd in the American flag.
Oh, that was solid.
And that was me.
That was Jacob. And he didn't even say it about we could do it. He actually said Republicans are wrapping turds in American flags and calling it patriotic. but that's.
And I
that's
think
how they
I said that. I brought that up again in pre-production tonight. Actually,
You did.
Yeah, I think the other thing that I've seen
That was a
too
growl.
well, it's just frustrating. Is what do you hear people complain about during election season? Attack ads, right?
Attack, yeah,
Right.
negativity, right? And they don't want to see so much of the negativity.
And we already have
primary.
it immediately after the primaries. Now that the races are set, like I mean, it started the night of the primaries when people started conceding. And I think that aside from the fact that I think the biggest difference that I see between Democrats and Republicans right now is like that's literally all Republicans have now is to try and make their opponent the evil socialist communist Democrat.
Well,
Like
that's
don't attack their policies. Don't even be honest about their policies.
Right.
Just pull some shit out of the air and make it up and put it on TV.
This is exactly what they're doing.
Yeah.
We have examples to show you tonight. Although I think we have to pull up Rob Sand's sign. If you can do it, I just put it in Slack for you, Kellen. I don't know if you saw that.
Yeah, hold
This
on.
is very important.
I was gonna say-
Going back to Jacob's
As I say,
point.
we could get a graphic.
Yeah, I put it in there
my
for you,
point.
buddy. I put it in there for you.
Oh, in
Gotta look at
Slack, not Signal.
Yeah, Slack. Yeah, we're in Signal too, just to have some privacy
Well, when the fascists are
when the FBI comes.
running around
Yeah.
everywhere.
Exactly.
Well, while I pull that up, why
Yeah.
are we pulling this up?
We just have to confirm that it is baby shit green.
Mm.
This is very important.
Okay.
Trying not to be partisan.
There it is.
There it is, ladies and gentlemen.
Baby shit green.
Which part is the baby shit? The
I need
the
to
lighter
zoom
green
in.
Yeah,
or the darker green?
where
Because
the-
I've seen
like,
both when I had babies.
The northwest section of Iowa
This
and
is
the
kind of a-
governor for all, and
Pixelated version.
but
of
there's
the-
not
the
any.
chicken.
My point is, there's no fucking blue in there.
That's
at all.
true. That is absolutely true.
And I'm not gonna put
Or
it in
red,
smile
for
when
that
you
matter.
said Northwest Iowa's baby shit green. I grinned a little bit. Sorry, our friends up in Orange City. I can't help myself.
You guys voted for Steve King.
Yeah,
deserve
you
it.
sort of earned that one,
Multiple
buddy.
times.
Yeah, exactly. One of these things is not like the other, ladies and gentlemen.
Which, sorry, side note, another, and I guess this fits in. I saw the other day that the Clay County GOP. So they have a guy, I can't remember his name. He's on the someone I'm sure in the chat can help me out on this. He is a Republican member of the Clay County Board of Supervisors,
Mm-hmm.
and he came out publicly and said,
Oh,
"I am not voting for Zach Lane.
I saw this actually.
I cannot vote for Zach Lane."
Carrie from Mount Pleasant mentioned this to me the other day.
But the county GOP party posted a thing basically saying we're pulling support for him.
Right.
We're not going to support him in future campaigns.
Zach Lane?
or anything.
No,
for
the county supervisor.
this county supervisor.
Yeah.
Oh, they wouldn't. Wait, who are they not supporting?
The
Zach Lane. They're
Right, that's what I'm saying.
supporting-
They're not supporting Zach Lane.
no.
What's going on? I got distracted.
You
Hold
guys
on.
listen.
No. I didn't.
You guys
Jessica
are
Jessica in the
You
comments
guys
said
on
that.
your goddamn computer.
I know.
Also, what Carrie
Jessica,
from Mount Pleasant
hold
said
on,
to
hold
me
on.
was, "Are you listening to?"
But hold
anything
on.
I said?"
Jessica said about the Rob Sands logo, it looks like a Subway logo. So I got distracted. I'm sorry, man.
okay.
It looks like a Subway logo.
does
It
kinda
does.
look like a
She's
Subway
she's
logo.
not wrong. She's not
Go.
wrong.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. Say it again.
So
my
in
sincerest
this
apologies.
case, a guy who is on the Clay County, which is like Spencer, I think.
Okay.
Clay County Board of Supervisors, Republican member of the Clay County Board of Supervisors,
Okay.
came out publicly and said, "I cannot support Zach Lane. I will not be voting for Zach Lane
Got you.
as governor." He didn't come out and say he was going to vote for Rob Sand. He just said, "I'm not going to support Zach Lane for governor."
You guys ready for this?
Yeah. Well, hold on. I want to hear what Kellen has to say for what Jacob has to say first. So, and then the Republican Party
Disowned it.
disowned him because he wouldn't stick to party.
Right.
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 And like announced they were going to pull all of their
Funding.
funding for him, and like denounce him.
They wouldn't
entirely.
support him in any future
Wow.
campaigns.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. So, what were you going to say, Kellen?
This.
What do you got? Oh, you got another graphic for us? Oh, that's it right there. Yes. Thank you. You found it.
You made the graphic with Nancy Pelosi, AOC, and Chuck Schumer. That's you, Mike.
I
Up there
forgot
on the
about
top.
that.
That's you freshly shaved. You
Yeah,
not
I-
just freshly shaved.
I got the beard a
you
little bit
freshly
now.
shaved.
I did that a
Not
couple weeks
freshly
ago when I got
shaved.
thrown in jail with the FBI when you guys
Freshly
said I was
shaved.
gone.
Well, that's
Um,
what they do in the gulag.
they just shave you
they
down.
Shave you down.
Yeah. and it's coming back slowly.
A little bit more of that.
But
I forgot we recorded an episode literally
Oh.
the afternoon.
yeah, called
Yeah.
they
fan
mailed that
mail.
out.
yeah, the first
Forgot about that.
the first line we said, I think, was, "Guys, I made it." I think that was our first.
Yeah.
Like I made it to the top. Like this is it. I'm
not
in there.
entirely sure that Nancy AOC or Chuck know about this?
No,
graphic,
I'm sure
but,
not.
I mean, we can maybe send it to him.
We could try.
We could-
And here's the thing. Keep the graphic up for a second.
Okay,
What am I listening in the background here? Oh, is that yours? That's your computer?
it's not
yeah.
me.
So I'm just pointing this out here. Like, in terms of politics, and like, we're going to talk about one of these things not like the other here, okay?
Mhm.
There is corruption and there is bad shit that happens in the Democratic Party. It's all just, we're not going to pretend the Democratic Party's perfect. They're not. They have issues. And I would point directly to this picture and say, Schumer and Pelosi are probably in that camp. They have a lot of money they dictate that goes to the party. They make concessions. You can look at the AI PAC and Schumer and think, yeah, there's probably something there. You can look at Pelosi and all their California donors. Even back in the day when she was getting Tesla money and when she was getting Facebook money, you could say there's probably some corruption there for sure. I'll walk with AOC. She calls that shit out. She's taxed the rich. She's a little bit farther left, and I'm comfortable. But like the other two have problems. AOC is a little more in the ball game in terms of like calling out the bullshit and being
Right.
a little more ethical.
Right.
But even then, with Pelosi and with Schumer, as bad as they can be, they are nothing close
No,
to
no,
the
no.
Republican Party of 2026. It's
No.
not even close. We're not talking historically. There's been good Republican leaders. Don't give me. There have been great Republican leaders. I'll own it. In the modern era, with Republicans being on the conservative side, there have been great Republican leaders. I'm not going to deny that.
Well, I think I've said this before, but I'll say it again. I the first presidential election I could vote in was 2000,
Okay.
and I hated George W. Bush for his entire fucking term. Hated him. I didn't think that we could possibly get any worse than having George W. Bush as the president of the United States.
And now
And-
you want to buy some of his art.
I'd have a beer with the fucking
Seriously,
guy.
right?
I mean,
didn't he go to Obama's presidential
Yeah, he did.
library
He
thing?
was
Wasn't
there.
He, there?
He
Yeah.
was there.
He's actually really good friends with Michelle.
Yeah.
Like, they hang out and stuff.
They give each other mints. I think that's a thing.
But my point is like to your point, Mike. Like, they're not all terrible,
No.
and I really thought that could be the worst because he was inept. I mean, he was incompetent.
He had problems. He was a face of a really corrupt party at the time, and they were doing some
Coming
bullshit
from
stuff.
from
Yeah.
an old money fucking family.
Well, and,
too.
and also the war guys, everyone that
Yeah.
went to war in Iraq when that's not where
The
it all happened.
neocons.
The
The
neocons, yeah, the whole
That's-
history there.
That's Dick Cheney.
Yeah,
But-
100%. Yeah,
Well,
But-
and his dad.
And the
his
Hawks
dad
and-
lost
yeah,
the first Gulf War and wanted to get revenge, right?
Right.
So he's like,
Yeah.
all right, son,
Yeah.
head back in there.
Osama was in Pakistan. We went to war in Iraq. There were no mass destruction weapons. Like it was all bullshit. You had every right to be pissed, but it wasn't at this level of corruption.
No,
and
I
bad.
mean to look back on those 8 years now and think,
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, like who would have ever
Yeah.
thought that we'd want to go back to that?
Well, and I cried when he spoke at 9/11. I cried when Giuliani spoke after the towers came down.
well, I think let's just take the politics out of it for a minute. And I think the thing that actually, when I look back on his presidency, and I think this can be
this is
argued.
Bush. This is George W. Bush. Yeah.
And I think this could be argued for any of the presidents in modern history, with the exception of maybe Nixon. I don't know.
Sure.
Is
Although that was nothing compared to what's happening now.
whether you agreed with his policies or the things he did, like go and look at his interactions with people.
Yeah.
They were legitimate.
Yeah.
Respectful.
They and he saw people as human
empathetic.
fucking beings.
Empathetic.
He laughed when his shoe was thrown at him, guys. He laughed. He
Yeah.
got a smirk on his face
He ducked,
as he touched
he
the
ducked
shoe.
and then came back up and
Can you
laughed about
imagine
it.
Trump if he got his shoe thrown at him?
I remember that. I remember that vividly. Yep.
You're absolutely right, Jacob.
So leave the politics aside. If you're out there and you're a right winger and you love Trump, I want you to take an honest look at that and compare the way that Trump reacts to slights or anything, or just the way he treats people in general, and compare that to any president that you can remember in
Quiet,
modern
piggy.
history.
Right.
Quiet piggy.
And honestly sit there and tell me that you think he's a good guy
Right.
or that he gives a fuck about anybody but himself.
Right. And that trickles down to politicians locally, even in rural settings. They feel like they can run, that people are like Trump feel like they can run and win. And they have run and won in strong Republican districts because Trump was modeling that behavior. And now we have a bunch of fucking
Yeah, and I think that's what's terrifying about it is that's what the party has effectively become. Is
Right.
it's full of a bunch of fucking narcissistic, unempathetic
right,
dickheads.
Trolls.
right. Well, a great
It's
example.
Full of trolls.
Great
It's
example.
Just a party of trolls. That's it.
So the Republican Party is on this big water quality push in Iowa right now. And they're pushing like, we are the party of water quality, which is complete bullshit because there's no regulation, anything. Everything's voluntary. Water quality has gotten worse over their 10 years of full control, like massively worse in Iowa. We're not going to go into full detail on that yet, but they put a lot of money toward it in order to like build nitrate removal systems because the water quality's gotten worse. And so they're bragging about that instead of actually mandating that farmers don't pour a bunch of hog shit into the water, right?
Right.
So this is happening, and I'm on their sites because it's fun. And I like actually like, here's some actual truth, and
Fun?
here's the citations
Did
to go with it.
You use the word fun.
Fun, absolutely. Oh, it's hilarious. It's so fun to watch them all sort of, because you just cite shit, like real facts and documents, and it all falls apart. And they can't help themselves. Then you suddenly are banned. It happens. But Jeff Reichman, Senator Jeff Reichman jumps on because he's following the Iowa GOP website, right? He's a Republican senator before the realignments and the reallocations of where senates were. What do you call that? Redistricting. He was our senator. And Kellen and I, back in 2020, after we had we'll call it, our local county chair of the Republican Party decided that he wanted to take up arms against Democrats and posted that publicly on the Republican County Party Facebook page. It wasn't like a personal page. He's like, lock and load them, everybody. This time it's Republicans versus Democrats. Like, he made it abundantly clear it's time to go to war against Democrats, right?
He used something along the lines of like Revolution 2.0.
2.0, and this time it's red versus blue. Like, there was no misinterpreting it.
He was legit upset that he wasn't out there smearing his shit on the walls of the
Yeah,
Capitol.
and this was January 6th. Literally, this is what partially prompted us to actually start our podcast, right? 3 weeks later, was it, Kellen? 3 weeks? We had a chamber event here in Mount Pleasant, Iowa, and we both were members of the chamber, and so we jumped on the Zoom call because it was COVID. It was Zoom. And lo and behold, there was Jeff Reichman, our state senator, talking about economic development.
I'm vaguely remembering this now.
Vaguely. You're the one that called his ass out. It was beautiful. Maybe I did it. Maybe you jumped in on it afterward.
This was 6 years ago.
Yeah, it was. This is true. And so we're on the call with
Six
them.
and a half years ago.
I know, we're getting fucking old. It's been a long time. And no cuffs the whole fucking way.
No cups.
Yeah. But we're on the call, and I'm a chamber member. I have a business, and I'm a chamber member, and he's talking about economic development finally and how we're going to attract businesses to Mount Pleasant, Iowa. And I'm like, I finally hit the button. Like, I want to raise my hand. I got called on by the chamber director, and I'm like, guys, how do we get businesses to want to move to Iowa when the head of our local majority party is calling for the murder, basically, of Democrats, the minority party? Like, that's a pretty big deal, right? What are we going to do about that? And everybody's like, oh, hold on. I'm like, no, hold on. This is a big ass deal. Like, we felt like our lives were being threatened that day.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not us being reactionary.
They were being threatened.
This wasn't some crazy asshole on the far right saying this. This was the head of the Republican Party in Henry County saying this shit. The leader of the movement that was currently attacking the fucking Capitol in D.C.
It was through the Henry County Republican Party page.
Yes.
It wasn't his personal.
It wasn't personal.
Comment. It was his county. It was a county party page.
And I said, and I called him out. I'm like, Jeff Rickman, what are you going to do about this? Period. Tell us what you're going to do. You're one of the leaders in the party. How are we going to counter that so people actually want to move to Mount Pleasant? Because I can tell you half the fucking country has decided they don't want to move to Henry County. It made national news, by the way. You can Google it right now. You can find it.
Yeah, USA Today picked it up.
Yeah.
They did jack shit.
What did Reichman say? Do you remember?
No.
What about Seattle? That's all he said.
Did he really
What
say
about
that?
Seattle? You don't remember this?
No.
Holy shit. I about fell out. I almost hung up.
God.
And I
Now
immediately.
I'm being traumatized all over again.
Right, I'm sorry. Yeah, he said, what about Seattle?
Christ.
Like, that was his reasoning, right? And I'm just going to brag a little bit. I had an uncle who was a state rep,
Mm-hmm.
and he was a Republican, and we disagreed in a lot of shit.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace. He just passed away a couple years ago. We disagreed in a lot of shit. But I called him when that post got made. You know what he fucking did? He asked me He asked me if I'm okay.
Right.
He's like, that's completely inappropriate. He called the other Republican leaders that had access to that Facebook page, had the post taken down, and demanded this fucker got taken off as chair of the Republican Party. That's what he did. A Republican state representative who modeled himself after John McCain, I might add, or Jim Leach, for our Iowans listening, who was a moderate, cross the border, bipartisan, actually cared about his people, Republican, very George W. Bush-like.
Yep.
Conservative, compassionate conservative, at least in brand, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's what he modeled himself after. Jeff Rickman said, what about Seattle? Well, Seattle happened, so it's okay for your neighbor to take up arms against you.
So this is 2020. This is
January,
start of February.
No, 2021. So it's right after January 6th. Like late January, or it was right at the beginning of the legislative session, so it was our legislative update with our elected officials for the chamber.
So he's referencing like the riots that were happening in the aftermath of the George Floyd murder that occurred in May of
summer
2020.
prior,
Right,
which
right.
Fox News reported as Seattle burning to the ground, when in reality a handful of buildings were light on fire on a 2-block radius.
They occupied a downtown block.
Yeah,
no, a Wendy's.
Seattle.
Wendy's.
Exactly, right. But
That's
he's
what happened.
referencing the entire fucking city, despite the fact there were college football games going on.
It's my understanding
and all this other shit happening.
Seattle still exists.
Exactly, and it did exist in full at that point in time. There was,
and if you've ever been to Seattle, it rains so goddamn much you can't.
where you
burn
can
it.
light
you're not
anything on
burning
fire.
down
What are you
Seattle.
doing?
I've never thought about that before. 6 years, and that's a great point, Jacob. But that's the difference right there,
Right.
between an old school Republican and a modern Republican. To your point, who's gotten in there, and then it's a even bigger difference and a bigger gap between a Democrat and a Republican right now in 2026. They are not the same, and they have changed since 2020. And people need to start recognizing that. We have Jeff Rickmans. We do not have Dave Heaton's.
Right.
And Dave and I agreed on a shitload.
And
of stuff.
that may
disagreed
have,
on stuff.
That may have felt like a little bit of a tangent, but it's not, because ultimately you brought it back home there at the end.
Yep.
One thing is not like the other.
Exactly.
So the extremists, and I've seen this argument over and over and over and over again, and it's still true. The extremists, for the most part, I mean, yeah, there's some fringe on the left too, but the far left in America want to give you free healthcare, free education, and like a universal basic income, right? And I don't necessarily agree with that last part, but like that's what they want to do. On the far right, they want to deny you your civil rights, strip you of citizenship, and deport you.
And that's not fear mongering, by the way. That's not propaganda from the left. They've literally done that.
Right.
There's receipts. They
They're
took away
currently
the
doing it.
civil rights of trans people. They've kicked trans people out of the military. They're going after people who aren't Christian in the military right now and not acknowledging faith and religions. They've taken 180 some religions off the table,
Right.
in terms of what you're allowed to practice.
Right.
If you're a military member.
And we don't even need to get into like murdering people in the streets, like the two
Quite
people
literally.
in Minneapolis who are gunned down by ICE agents and
Right.
murdered.
I'm going there later though.
Okay.
But I'll go even further, since I know there's going to be people out there that go, well, I don't know any trans people. I don't, so that doesn't concern me, and I don't care if they deport immigrants. That doesn't concern me either. But does it concern you that if you're in Iowa that they've deregulated the ag industry so much that your exposure to chemicals and nitrates has increased significantly?
Mm-hmm.
That we have the highest cancer rates in the country?
Right.
Does it bother you that our school districts have fallen from the top of the pack to
Top, like top 3.
what, 26?
Yeah. In less than 10 years.
So we're in the bottom half now?
Yep.
That's not that, and that is not the school district's faults.
Economy too. Don't forget about the economy. Number 49 out of 51, including DC.
Yep.
It's a great point, Jacob.
So I mean, that's what 10 plus years of Republican control in Iowa has given us.
We used to, when I came here for grad school, it was 2016,
You hit it right at the perfect time there, didn't you, Kellen?
and everything was great. The state was in great shape.
Mhm.
The people recruiting me for grad school to go to the University of Iowa, they had lots of stats about the state of Iowa and how it's a great place, and you can come and raise a family here, and if you want to, you can stick around. And all of that is gone. All of it. It's sad. It's sad. I saw in Oklahoma this week, Oklahoma put a ballot initiative out there to raise the minimum wage from $7.25 to, I think, $15, like slowly increase it between now and 2030. And they voted against it.
Mm-hmm.
It
Even though
lost.
it's what 20-some years out of date.
Yeah, at least. I think the last time the federal minimum wage was raised was like 2001 or 2002.
Right.
Yeah. But the state of Oklahoma had a referenda, like a public ballot initiative, so that anyone can vote on it. And it was like 57-43 against
Raising.
raising it. I like, how do you explain that, right? Other than the fact that one thing is not like the other, right? So you have skyrocketing inflation. That's even if we were talking about this 2 years ago, and we're like a day before the election, and Joe Biden is still president, would the state of Oklahoma make that same vote, knowing that under Joe Biden, inflation peaked at like 9% year over year, knowing that inflation was as bad as it was during that time, right? And knowing that it has been, inflation is almost always positive. Prices don't decrease in America. That's just the way capitalism works.
Right.
Supply and demand works. There's always an increasing population. There's always increasing technologies and products and markets and all that kind of stuff, right? And so you look at that and you say, the last time the minimum wage was changed was, I think it was like 2001. Someone correct me if I'm wrong. 2001, 2002, somewhere in there. It hasn't been changed in 25 years, 20 to 25 years.
Regardless of inflation going up.
Regardless of inflation going up. So do they make that same vote when Biden's president? That's a serious question that I have, right? Because under that circumstance, you have a clear scapegoat. You have a clear person to blame to say, because of Joe Biden, shit is crazy, we have to increase the minimum wage. Right. Or is it more principled, and it's there's some principled reason behind why we don't pay the least fortunate among us more than $7 an hour?
Right. It's a great point.
I don't know the answer to that, but ultimately, that's just another example of, right, one of these things is not like the other.
Mm-mm. Right. Can I go the immigration route for a second?
Sure.
So I had a conversation with a very strong Republican the other day, and we talked about immigration and what happened over the first year of the second term of Trump and the ICE raids and all that kind of stuff. And I learned from what I'll call a immigration convert Republican, who's still a Republican, who's a very strong Christian Republican, self-proclaimed. I learned from him the details of immigration, because his wife actually works in immigration services. And what I learned is that, and I looked it up afterward and verified it, because it's not, I didn't look on Facebook. I actually looked on government websites and actual real reporting, that the whole immigration issue under Trump has been, how do you describe it? One of these things is not like the other.
Fascist?
Well, yeah, fascist in a way, but it's propaganda. It's not what we've said it is. Neither party really, and Democrats did not do a good job of explaining what the fuck was happening. Right. So go back to COVID. We all remember we went to McDonald's or Hardee's or wherever, Carl's Jr. for those of our listeners on the West Coast, west part of the country. You go during COVID, Whataburger too if you're in the South, right? And your wait is 15 minutes for a hamburger.
Yeah.
You all remember that? It was stupid.
Last week at McDonald's.
Well, yeah. Well, we're still dealing with it. Yeah, we're still dealing with it. But also, I mean, those are good hamburgers at Hardee's, not McDonald's. That's a different thing.
Well, why am I waiting 15 minutes at McDonald's?
I don't know. I don't know why now you are. But back in COVID days, like, it was a serious issue to the point because there were 3 staff in that building when there used to be 7. And back then, they literally couldn't hire anybody, to the point they had to raise wages up to $14-15 an hour because they couldn't find anybody to work those jobs. If you listen to Republicans or Fox News, they're like, people are being lazy, they're staying home and not working. But the reality is that's not what was happening. What was happening is we lost 500,000 people to COVID. They died, flat out fucking died. They were in the workforce and they died. Okay. Those are facts, by the way.
We lost more than that. I think
we did
north of 1 million
in the workforce. Though most were elderly that were retired. That was elderly got hit harder than But from the workforce, we lost 500,000. We also lost a shitload of people who retired early because they were 62, 65. You know, boomers worked till 75 in some cases. They were done. They got the fuck out because they didn't want to be at work and get COVID and die because they knew they were vulnerable. So we lost a shitload of people out of the workforce that just retired early. They said, we're done. They're out. They didn't plan on retiring. Right. We already had that happening anyway because it's the boomer generation. They're huge, right? We're already dealing with this population boom that were retiring out of the workforce and jobs were coming open that we couldn't fill. We didn't have enough people. So it was already an issue. And then COVID just absolutely blew that out of the water in less than a year. It basically took in 1 year what was going to happen over 5. And it all happened at once. Yep. And as a result, everyone got fucking promoted to the job above them because the boomers who retired, they've been in the industry for 40 years. They had good jobs, right? And so the Gen Xers, whoop, they got their job. They may qualify, maybe not qualify for the job, but someone had to take those jobs. And they all moved up the ladder in all these companies across the country, including McDonald's. And what was left at the very bottom of those jobs, the entry-level positions, $7 an hour positions, was literally nobody.
No one wanted them.
Not even no one wanted them. No one was there to take the job.
Right. It wasn't even like there was an open pool of applicants that were taking jobs.
No, they couldn't find people. They raised the wages to $15 and they still had trouble finding people because we lost 1 million people from the workforce, people. That's what happened. So if you're the president of the United States, which was Joe Biden at the time, at the end of COVID, and you have companies like McDonald's and Hardee's and all these other people that have entry-level companies, entry-level jobs available, and they cannot fill those jobs, what do you do? Where do you look to fill those jobs? The answer is immigrants, period. There's nobody else unless you go for people with disabilities, drug recovery addicts, alcohol abuse addict. Those people filled those jobs too, as we know.
Well, you mean like we did in the 1800s when we needed to fill textile factories.
Exactly.
And we needed to
when
build
we built
a
the
railroad.
railroads.
Yeah,
right.
Exactly.
So for better or for worse, Biden used the privileges he had and the laws he had to grant TPS, temporary protected status, to immigrants who were in situations of being a refugee, of being impoverished, whatever it may be. And he had the legal authority to say, okay, we're going to let you in the border because we need McDonald's jobs filled.
Mike, you don't know this, but Canadians actually they're not born. They
come out of a hole in the ice. You told me
they spring up out of the pond.
Right, I thought so. Yes, yeah.
Fully grown.
Right,
with skates on their feet.
Right,
ice skates on their feet, and they just start playing hockey, and they're ready to work
immediately. So you had a workforce. You were fine in Canada.
Well, that's the reason Canada's population has been relatively stable, is we've been shipping them south. So now that you know, the population mills in Canada have kind of been cut off due to tariffs and the crazy trade war. And
the ice ponds can just produce.
Right. And and now for the first time in, well, definitely as long as I've been alive, so longer than 40 years, for the first time, Canadians have a negative view of America.
Right.
And no longer view America as a trustworthy partner.
Of course.
So now those birthed Canadians, those born Canadians, those whatever, they'll just stay home.
They stay home. Yeah. So you guys stopped an immigration flow, and that's how you solved your economy issues, your job issues.
Yeah, we're doing great.
Yeah.
In fact, Canada's economy right now is booming.
Yeah, go figure.
So what you're saying is if we would have done this 20 years ago,
started birthing Canadians,
we would have never known of Nickelback.
Oh shit,
that's a good point. Or Justin Bieber, which actually would have been
Biebs.
Good.
Actually,
for both, in both cases.
I like I'll say it. I like Nickelback. I don't give a fuck. Yeah.
What's your favorite song?
Burn It to the Ground.
Look at these photographs.
No, Burn It to the Ground's a great song.
I'm just gonna leave it right there.
Yeah. Should we all grow goatees for the fun of it? A little. What do you call that? Soul patch there too
Soul
for
patch.
the fun of it.
Hey, that Chad Kroger married Avril Lavigne. I can't.
Okay, fair. Okay. Go ahead. Hold on. Let's go back. Go back. You guys went off Canada.
What is on his shirt?
Casio.
What is that?
That's John Candy, dude.
Oh, it is John Candy.
Yeah.
He's a Canadian.
Planes, trains, and automobiles.
His car burns.
Into the hotel.
He's like,
do you have a nice watch? He's like, I have $250 and a Cassia.
Yeah, it's like a roll Cassia. Right. Okay, hold on. We are ADHD in the shit out of this. Hold on. Come back.
Sorry, Mike.
Okay, hold
Sorry.
on. So we have this immigration issue. What does Biden do? He uses the only authority he has. He grants TPS status to Venezuelans, Haitians, Hondurans, and Ukrainians. 400, 500,000 people.
And Ukrainians. That's like 2 continents.
Yeah, 3 technically, because Hondurans
So it's
is
Honduras,
Central
America.
America. Yeah.
So it's North America.
Yep.
Yeah.
3 continents. 2 countries we've actually caused some of their strife, quite frankly, Venezuela being one of the big ones.
Oh, 3 of them.
Cuba. Cuba's in there too.
If you really think about it, Ukraine, we kind of caused their strife too.
Exactly.
But
yeah, in a
Putin
roundabout way. Yeah.
fucked all
Here's
that
the
up.
thing. These are
Yeah.
people who are leaving. They're refugees, basically. They have
Right.
nowhere to go. They're fleeing their country because of poverty.
Not basically. They are.
They are. Yeah,
They are.
exactly. So
Yeah.
we offer them TPS status, temporary protected status, right? Which is a legal avenue for bringing immigrants into the United States that the
Right.
president has control over.
Right.
Okay. It's not mandated. Congress gave him permission to do that, right?
Right.
President has control over. We bring roughly 400 to 500,000 people into our economy to take those jobs.
At
Because
Whataburger.
no one's there to take them. There's no other way to put this. No one is doing those jobs.
And it's not just Whataburger and the fast food places. There's like
It's meat packing
like-
plants. It's
it's farms.
right. Farms.
Agriculture industry. It's all sorts of
Right.
low wage jobs.
It's
that
entry
Americans
level.
Don't want to do.
Not even that so much. There was no Americans to do them in
Right.
this case.
Right.
Now, the old arguments Americans don't want to do, and that was pre-COVID. During COVID, when it was happening, there was literally
they're not
no
even
one to
there.
do them.
They're not even
right. And so you had the economy. I mean, when I say the economy, I mean the fucking economy was dependent on people doing those jobs. If we didn't have those 500,000 people, our entire economy would have fucking crashed.
I have 2 thoughts about this, Mike.
Okay, hold on. Let me finish here real
Okay,
quick.
okay.
Just because I need to wrap it up with a bow, and then I want you to hear your thoughts. Okay.
Okay.
So that
I'm
happens.
gonna write them down.
That's what Democrats do. Democrats solve issues. They see a problem. They use the authority they have to fix the problem. This isn't some kind. It may have been nice for Biden to be like, "Yeah, you're suffering. This is bad. Come to the United States. We'll give you, what's on the Statue of Liberty thing. We'll take
Feed
your poor,
us, give us your tired,
your
your
poor. Yeah,
you're hungry,
that's
whatever,
a good thing. Don't get me wrong. That's what we did for my grandparents and great grandparents, and those immigrants. But maybe that's what Biden was doing because he's American, and we're 250 years in, and that's exactly what we fucking did and build our country on. But what he was really doing was listening to the lobbyists from McDonald's and from the farm industry and saying, we don't have any workers, period. We need people. If you don't come here now, if you don't find immigrants to come in, we're fucked.
I think it was just like industry in general.
Yeah, in general.
Yeah.
Right. And we saw it. We all felt it. We all remember it. So don't pretend you don't remember that time because that happened. We all spent 15 minutes at Hardee's waiting for a fucking hamburger.
Mhm.
Right. What does Trump do the second he comes in?
He fucked the grant system.
Well, sure. Yeah, we're going to get in that later. What I'm talking about is immigration. He canceled the fucking TPS statuses of 500,000 temporary legal people here in the United States
He started a Gestapo force.
to pull them out of the country.
To go
Well, and
get all those
let's
CPS
be clear on that with the quote unquote Gestapo force. It wasn't even just going after illegal immigrants. They were basically like, if the Family Guy color chart, if you're the wrong color,
Right.
Right.
we're gonna
Yes.
detain you.
Now, yes and no. So, yes, that's true. That did happen. But by and large, the vast majority of people they went after, by and large,
We're people who
were
were here illegally.
known TPS removed status Venezuelans, Haitians, Cubans, and Hondurans. Period.
Yeah, because they
Like
knew where they were.
90%. They
That's
knew who they
easy.
were. Yeah. They were people who they had documented. They were
Right.
here legally.
Right.
They had filed all their shit. They would catch them in the fucking courthouses as they were trying to save their asses through the right process. That's what really happened. Now, we tried to judge it and bring it what you said. There were cases where they were clearly racist and they were arresting people in Home Depot just because they were Hispanic, right? That did happen. But 90% plus of them were just the same people that Trump literally just stole their status.
Yeah, they went for the low hanging fruit.
And there was nowhere to go for these people. They can't go home. They're refugees. That's what happened. And if you look at the number and everybody's like, well, Trump didn't hit his number of 1 million fucking, immigrants a year. It's almost equal to the number of TPS status immigrants that Biden let in.
Well, that just tells me they weren't creative. Like
Well-
they went after that population and then didn't know what else to do.
Well, they knew exactly what they're doing because if you look at before the election even happened, what were they saying? They're eating our cats and dogs. And who were they pointing at? The Venezuelans and the Haitians. What Aurora apartments were being raided by gangs, by Venezuelans, right? They knew exactly who had been let into our country.
Right.
99% of them weren't violent, weren't bad people. And they went after them and they demonized them immediately because it was politically advantageous for them to do that, to create fear, and then to create this Gestapo force that literally went and deported the shit out of them.
I now have 4 thoughts about this.
Well, I just want to say one more thing.
Oh shit.
That is the difference between Republicans and Democrats.
One
Period.
thing is not like the other.
One thing is not like the other. Biden brought them in to save our economy.
To do something that helps all of us.
Trump used them as a political tool to create fear so he could gain power and then be corrupt in our government.
Right.
That's the difference between the two. They are not the same.
So 5 thoughts.
What's your thoughts?
First thought is those same industry leaders that went to Biden and said, hey, we need to figure this out. What do we do? And he said, let's work on bringing immigrants in, are the exact same industry leaders that went to Trump and said, you're fucking crazy. You need to stop doing this.
Right.
Okay, that's
True.
Thought 1. Thought 2
It's true.
is...
Except for the gas people in North Dakota where Kristi Noem sent all the fucking undocumented immigrants.
Right.
And they're
Right.
not being deported there. Go
right,
figure.
Right. Thought 2 is this a little bit of a shout out to last week's episode, Banana Republican, because you were going on about...
A lot. Sorry,
Yeah.
I told you guys
Yeah.
I was going to let you talk, but I just fucking went on a fucking
Anyway,
pedestal.
let's set that aside. The other thing, thought 3, is you should write a book.
Thank you. I might. AI might write a book for me.
AI
But yeah.
assisted, right? Thought 4, I have notes over here while you were
What do you
talking.
got? What do you got?
Thought 4, are you familiar with ketchup chips?
I'm going to throw my beer at you. I don't have beer. I have margarita mix. It's going to throw at you. Yeah.
I just need to announce to the world that Mike eats his onion rings with ketchup.
Ketchup, people. We're in the fucking Midwest.
how do you-
Everybody
how
eats
do you eat
everything.
your
He doesn't
onion
need
rings?
onion rings. I already asked him.
No.
You've already preempted this question.
I
with
I
Jacob
do my
before I
homework
got
ahead
here?
of time. I know what I'm doing. I know. I lobby ahead of time, man.
You don't eat onion rings at all?
You don't like them.
I don't really like onions.
Okay.
I mean, I'll eat onion rings if they're there. I have been a few places where onion rings are good,
It's
Okay.
true.
but if I'm going to eat them, they get dipped in
Don't say
ranch.
it. Fuck.
Ranch. That's goddamn
You
right.
weren't supposed to finish the
Red-blooded
sentence.
Americans eat their onion rings with
No,
ranch.
I got to side with Kellen on this one, Mike.
I'm not saying I don't like ranch.
I've
I'm
never
just saying
seen any human on Earth eat onion rings.
every other fried foods eat with ketchup.
So?
But you're just gonna
No,
No,
it's not.
so-
That's not true. Wait, hold on. That's not true at all.
We're gonna get more comments on that than we are on any other fucking thing.
Now I see more people if it's
I
an
know.
available option. I see more people eating even French fries with ranch
I-
dressing.
What?
than-
I eat French fries with mustard.
I'll eat French
before-
fries with a Wendy's shake
Yeah,
for sure.
But fucking Canada, they mix mayo and ketchup
Yeah,
together.
what are
which
you
is-
talking? You
Which
have
is
fucking
really
potato chips with
which is
ketchup
really
in Canada.
fucking good, by the way.
Is it
Thank
really?
you. Yeah, it is.
Well, it's
So-
every freaking restaurant's secret sauce. Let's be honest. Ranch dressing and
fancy,
fancy sauce.
ketchup. Yeah, ranch and ketchup. Mix it together.
Anyway, have you heard of ketchup chips?
Melody Fuller Stybron says no ranch. Thank you, Melody. I appreciate you.
She's wrong. So are you. End of
Keep
story.
talking. Keep talking. Damn it, Chris. Damn it, Jessica. I know they're better with ranch. I
So
know.
They are absolutely better with
Unfortunately,
ranch. And
but I
that's
do
the way to
ketchup.
go.
And not
The-
that bottle shit either.
No, not the. No, it's gonna be
What are we
homemade.
homemade ketchup or ranch?
Ranch. Ranch.
Really?
Talking about ketchup.
You
shit.
make homemade ranch?
What do
Oh,
you-
you're doing that. It's not homemade. It's the packet. It's the fucking packet you mix in with your.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
they're-
that's not
they're-
homemade.
But it is not that vinegary shit
True.
that comes in the bottle.
True.
Other thought. How do
Yes.
you feel about dill pickle dip?
Hate it. Hate anything pickles
Really?
and olives.
Okay.
I don't understand the point of vinegar in life.
How do you
period.
feel, Jacob?
About I'm sorry.
Dill pickle
Dill
dip.
pickle dip.
Oh, you gotta roll that up in a piece of ham.
Oh, I like where we're going with that. Yeah, and like one of those little, you cut it up like pinwheels.
Yeah.
The pinwheel things. Well,
I for some reason, and I don't know why.
Shit, things got lively in the comments about ranch and ketchup. I'm just saying, guys, it got real. It got real.
Here in the
Go ahead.
Midwest, we call those pickle wraps.
Pickle wraps.
pickle
officially.
wraps. Yes.
But for some reason, I have, and my family included, I have seen these referred to as Chinese assholes.
Oh Jesus,
That's a new one for me, and I don't know what makes any of that.
Jacob,
Chinese.
Jacob, you can wrap a fucking pickle in a piece of ham, but it's
Oh,
still a
God.
fucking pickle.
It's still American. Anyway, the point of all this is what I'm getting at is cultural differences. Because I'm sitting over here eating dill dip. I wish I was dipping my ketchup chips into it, because the only acceptable vegetable to put ketchup on is a potato.
Well, Kellen, you could have gotten you could have gotten yourself a bag of Sturzings and dipped those in ketchup.
I've done that. And I did that like 10 years ago, and then I did it like 3 years ago.
Well, they changed the recipe.
So I've been told this, and
No,
They went back though. They went back.
They changed
So you need to try again.
oh, they went back.
Wait.
To the
All of our
horrible
listeners who are not
cancer-causing-
from Iowa, although Melody clearly is because she's advocating for handballs now. I'm just saying, it's all there. It's all there. If you don't know what Sturzings is, I'm so sorry. You need just go online and figure it out.
No, there was a like 3+ year period
it was
there
bad.
where it was not good.
It was bad.
Sturzings
Well,
changed
there's a whole
had
thing
to-
written on
They
it.
had to change the recipe.
by
Because
law.
the law.
By law.
It was that
Yeah.
bad. It was
Well,
so
the
bad
oil,
for you.
the oil
The
was
oil.
like really bad for you or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
But
Anyway,
they changed
But they were
back,
so
and
good.
They're still good. I don't give a fuck. I still eat
Yeah.
them.
It's Sturzings.
They're manufactured 25 miles from here in Burlington, and they generally, I think they distribute statewide or within a 100-mile radius.
Yeah, and
So
I'm so
it's
sorry to
hyperlocal,
everyone that had them.
But you
They're
can
so
go
good.
on their website, Sturzings, STERZINGS.com.
Not sponsored by
no,
Sturzings.
They don't pay us to say this.
Nope. Nope.
I needed to bring this all back
To Casio.
to the
But
shirt.
You
I'm
can
John Candy.
you can order their stuff online and have them shipped anywhere in the world.
Really?
Yes.
I didn't know
Really?
that.
Yes.
Last and final point.
Okay.
I'm not there yet. I'm finally here. Jessica sent us this article, actually.
Oh yeah.
About, and she asked us to dig into this, and we actually did without you even knowing that she sent us this.
Oh,
So, good job, Mike.
thank you. Thank you very much.
But she sent us an article about a judge recently slapping down the Trump administration and saying they can't enforce immigration laws like in the parking lots of courthouses like they've been doing.
Right.
So this ultimately gets to your point here about TPS pickups, about the easy targets, the easy ones that they can go grab, and the fact that with all of this going on, and I really do believe, this really is them just not being creative. They were like, we're going to go after the Venezuelans and the Haitians because they're eating the cats. Oh, that was my point. No, point number 2. This was
I was wondering where that was because there wasn't a point
there
two
was
there.
no, but the
Yeah.
throwback was the last episode, because the new they're eating the cats and eating the dogs is Antifa dumped algae in the reflecting pool. Right,
It's
That's
all
the new.
politics. It has nothing to do with the actual reality.
And pain-eating peptides, Cal.
Yeah.
And instead of
peptides.
immigrants, it's some poor canoe Olympian who's being arrested.
Well, there was an Antifa locker,
Oh, that's right.
an Antifa storage unit
Good God.
that was apparently raided by the FBI, and it had algae generating whatever stupid shit. Anyway, that's the new they're eating the cats and they're eating the dogs, as you said that earlier, right? But nonetheless, that's all you could do. That's all you could do. But yeah, so it's that crazy. But they're not even creative anymore, right?
No.
And now a judge is like, listen, you got to stop locking people up outside of courtrooms in the parking lot. Like you can't do that anymore. And here we are, right? And we did this as a country for the last 16-ish months plus.
Well, it's 2016, really.
Well, no,
As a model of how you do politics, not
Right.
that particular issue.
right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. The difference between Republicans and Democrats. Yes, there is corruption on both sides. No, they are not the same. One
See,
is
you
far, far worse.
You didn't think I was going to bring that back.
You did.
around,
I know
but
you
we
would.
went-
You always do.
We went on
You always
a
do.
journey through Canada into
And the
ranch
you
and
went to
ketchup.
Sturzings, so I was okay with it.
We went to
in the end.
Sturzings and handballs and
Melody and I we're
Chinese
good. We're good.
assholes and all the way back to the Trump administration. That's
Hey,
what we do. That's what we do here at Three
Side
Rural
note,
Guys.
I went and visited the George. Speaking of, President Biden just opened up his presidential library center. They
Who?
call it the center. President Obama.
I was like, George Bush. What the
yeah,
hell
yeah.
are
Well,
you
hold on. I'm
talking
getting back to George Bush. Though.
about? Okay. All right.
Obama this last week opened up the presidential center as opposed to a presidential library, but it has a library in it, right? And it is incredible, by the way. If you go take, I mean, I'm going to Chicago to visit this thing. It's incredible. No other way to put it. Any article you read on it that's not Fox News is it's just a beautiful, beautiful space, right?
Mm-hmm.
And everything that it's about is meaningful, has symbolism in so many ways. All that said, I visited the George W. Bush Presidential Library when I lived in Dallas. I've talked about 2 times I've come to tears, and both have to do with 9/11. It was, to your point, Jacob, it was one of the most memorable and wonderful experiences. It's a core memory for me now because it brought back 9/11, but it also brought back, he is the president that gave the most international humanitarian dollars, period, ever, more than Obama.
No, that's 100% right.
Period.
Yeah.
And most of the presidential library for George W. Bush is dedicated to that, not 9/11, which is a huge part of it. The thing he is most proud of, he basically eliminated the spread of AIDS. I was wondering how long that'd take. That wasn't even the Duff one.
It's a little humid down here.
It is a little humid. It's getting hot.
But George W., like, he did some legit shit. That was legit.
That was the ghost of George W. Bush.
Thank you, George.
HW.
Don't worry, everybody.
Beer happy.
Beer happy.
Yeah, no, that was Pappy Bush. That was Pappy Bush sending you a sign right there.
Yeah, because he's saying thank you for taking care of my son.
Which side note on the Obama
Presidential Center?
Yes. Why does that building? I'm gonna get nerdy for a second here.
Okay, we got.
Why does that building look like a Jawa transporter?
Oh my God, it does.
Do you have an
doesn't,
answer
I
to this,
never
or are you
heard
asking,
that.
Is this a rhetorical question? Rhetorical question, or do you have an answer for
No, I'm curious. Like, that's what it reminded. The
Oh my
first time
God,
I
let me
saw
look
it.
at this.
So if you don't know what I'm talking about, if you've ever seen, and I don't even know which.
I
Star Wars
believe I know
it
the
is.
answer, but I'm going to Google it to make sure
It
I'm right.
totally does.
Can we do a side by
Pull
side?
it up, Kellen. You want me to put it in? I got it for you. You want me to save it for you and put it in Slack
Well,
again?
I probably could get it quicker than you can.
Well, let's
send
find out. Here, let's try it out. Here you go. Here you go. So,
it. Done.
That's totally what it.
really? You already finished? Damn it! You did. You got it. It does. It looks like a Jawa thing.
While we're filling in here, we got a comment that said asking why we use duct tape. It's because the studio is multi-purpose.
Well, yeah, we have to move things.
It
down
has to
now.
look professional in the
Yeah.
morning.
Or that's you want a real answer? That's all we had at the time. We should be using, what do you call them? Command strips is really the problem.
One of these
Yeah.
days we'll have a real studio.
Yeah, it's a garage, people. It's all good. We have other shows now.
Oh,
Did they go again?
There
Oh, there. Okay.
No
You
one
heard it.
saw it this time.
No, they did
just-
not.
They just heard it.
It's
but,
gone.
It is.
This is the
no
Jawa
longer
bill.
there.
Yes, gone. Okay. Did you have the Star Wars compare and contrast?
No. Do you have that one?
No, I was getting you the Obama one. And you were faster than me. What are they called? Jawas?
Jawa. Yeah.
Yeah.
Come on, Mike. You didn't watch Mandalorian
Transporter?
season 1?
I don't know if that's what it's called. It's just that big fucking thing they
Vehicle.
run through the
Their
desert and
vehicle.
stealing robots.
Why
Yeah.
don't you guys give me the heads up before the episode starts?
I got
Because
it.
I
got
didn't
it.
think about it until you mentioned the Obama Center.
This is a great point.
Well, I already got that one too, Mike.
You did. Fuck, I had it. I was about to upload it to you.
No, I already got it.
Jawa. It does kind of. If it is made of copper and is eventually going to turn that color, then yeah, it looks like that. I agree.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I will put it side by side. Here's
Okay.
Obama.
For those of us listening on on the podcast, I'm sorry. Google it yourself. Like, I think that's
It's even funnier.
it's accurate.
No, but there's a legit reason why he chose this, and I want
Seriously?
Say,
There really is?
Yeah, I want to say it's like a raised fist. So yeah, you guys are gonna feel like
Really?
assholes. Yeah,
Yeah, I do now.
yeah. But I'm gonna double check. I was gonna architectural inspiration. Someone in the comments has already beat us to all of this.
What they say? What they say?
I don't know. I'm just guessing.
Oh.
That always happens.
Reflective move pool. I got other stuff. I don't see anything. Oh, they're making fun of my duct tape. Damn it. All Bushy needs is a baby Yoda to go with it. Okay, it's fair. It does a little bit. It looks like that. Let's be honest. But I'm curious. I'm not sure how that looks like a raised fist there, Kellen. But
Community engagement and storytelling. It
Wow.
emphasizes the importance of listening to the community, understanding its culture. So if you like the top left corner, that
it has
looks-
all those things.
Those
yeah.
are words.
What?
And if you look at it from the other side, it's like on both sides. It's on two sides like that, and it's
Oh, it
a
is.
speech, and those are words. And you can stand there and read it if you know how to read.
Shit.
Yeah.
So that's another reason. That's another.
Oh my gosh,
That's,
yeah,
that's
it's powerful
another
too.
example of how one thing is not like the other.
That's right.
Republicans can't read.
That's exactly right.
Unconstrained convention by what is real.
Are you? Is
Ought
this what's
to-
actually written there?
I'm trying to read it. I think it goes around the corner is the problem. There's other words around the corner.
Well, I'm sure it's like printed in a way that you don't have to look at the picture. Like you can probably Google what's written on the.
That's that'd be too easy.
That'd be way too easy.
I'm reading one side, but yeah, it talks about democracy, the people.
Yes.
Yeah, it's powerful.
Yeah, those are words. I want to say it's a speech that Obama gave,
Okay.
and I want to say even it's his. Again, I'm going to
From his
Google this.
first inauguration speech.
I don't know if it's an inaugural speech or something he gave at the DNC, but it's a big speech of his. Yeah.
I'll tell you what, I feel like a shit. I mean, I like the Jawas. Don't get me wrong, but like this is a pretty cool building.
Yeah, it was actually, the words are taken from Obama's speech marking the 50th anniversary of the Selma to Montgomery marches.
Okay.
So now you definitely both feel like assholes.
This is true. This is true.
Maybe a little bit.
A little bit. But it does kind of look like the travel transport.
It does. It does. I think he has a good point.
Yeah, and you got it from the. It looks even more so if you get it from the side. But
Yeah.
It's but it is. It's a unique and cool building, and it should be. I mean, those types of buildings should draw attention. I think.
Yeah. Well, and mean something and have deeper layers that you're like, wait, why does it look like this?
Not some brutalist fucking thing from
Okay, so I'm gonna
From
actually,
Gilead.
Eastern Bloc country.
I'm gonna give you what AI didn't tell Kellen. The shape of the building was actually meant to mimic four hands coming together to
That's
show the
what
importance of our
yeah.
collective action.
That's what I had read like years ago when they first announced the design and first started talking about it. Was supposed to be one? I thought it was one hand, but yeah, multiple hands coming
Yeah, I
together.
can totally see it. Yep.
Yeah,
You really can't? I can't. I'm missing that. I still see a Jawa thing, but that's okay. I'm sure if I look closer and actually read the words.
Nonetheless, it's not the building; it's what's inside of it that counts. Right?
Are we? I'm gonna get a beer. I'll be back.
We have
sure.
gone completely off the fucking rails tonight.
Don't close it. Don't close it. I got more.
So, maybe is that a yeah.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I haven't been there, so I mean,
We gotta go.
I don't know. It could be like fucking Capone's vault. There
Maybe
may not
we
be
could-
anything in there.
We
I
could
don't
do
know.
our first. Well, would it be our first live?
Pod Save America did one from there. Can we do one from there?
I was gonna say it wouldn't be our first live episode because we've
done a lot of
live
those,
episodes,
yeah.
but it would be cool to do a live episode from the long and see how long it takes for them to kick us out.
Yeah, it would be our first live episode without a crowd. No one would be there to watch
at
us.
our first live episode where we got arrested.
but-
That would be
Oh.
cool.
We could totally do it though. We'd all be on our phones, like
Yeah.
show, like.
I did meet the Pod Save America guys in a bathroom once.
We've told this story, but it's worth telling again.
Mm-hmm.
Kellen and I went to what was it called? Crooked Con
It's coming
last
up
year.
again. They're doing it a second time.
And
this
people should
November.
go to it. It's actually
Yeah.
worth it. It
Yeah.
was it was a credible event. I follow a lot more podcasters, all of that. But Kellen was fanboying the Pod Save America team. I was. I'm not going to lie. Everyone was. There half the
Everybody
freaking
was.
people
The
that
whole
were there
damn
because
place
right.
was.
Yeah, they were excited to see them. Right. So we go to the bathroom after one of the sessions ends.
And just to be clear, we didn't follow anybody.
No, it was a
into that.
huge crowd went to the bathroom, right?
Right.
There's a big line. You don't see many lines in men's restrooms in general. And there's a big ass bathroom, but there's a lot of people.
This was the Reagan Center,
Yeah.
like 2 blocks from the White House.
Right.
Just I think
You would be able to see the White House then. Now you can't because there's walls and construction and shit going on. 'cause
right.
Yeah.
Well, the East Wing's been torn down,
Yeah,
so you can't see it anymore.
Right. And they're blocking. Yeah.
Right.
So we're there and we get in the restroom and was it John Favreau? Who was it in front of you?
It was Dan Pfeiffer.
Dan Pfeiffer. So we're in line and Dan Pfeiffer's literally right in front of us. And Kellen's like, Mike, he turns. I'm behind him. He's like, that's Dan Pfeiffer. But we're in a fucking bathroom, people. Like a bathroom. It echoes. That's Dan Pfeiffer. Pfeiffer. And of course, Dan Pfeiffer's like turns around, looks at us, big smile on his face, like,
Hey guys.
hi. Okay, that's what we got right there. Here's where it gets beautiful. How do you actually introduce yourself to someone in the bathroom? You just don't. Like it's just really awkward.
It's weird as hell, right?
Yeah, it's just awkward. And so Kellen's caught in this moment. He doesn't know what to do. And neither do I. I just stay silent. I didn't do nothing.
Yeah.
And so Kellen says, we drove all the way from Iowa. That's all he says. Doesn't introduce himself. Doesn't. And Pfeiffer's like,
Cool.
that's all he said. And he turned around and he went and took a piss.
No, before he said like, see you guys later.
See you guys later. Yep. And he went because there was an open stall and he went to it. Yeah. Good times. It was core memory.
We're 40-year-old men.
Yeah. It was so awkward. It was awkward no matter what. Just because the bathroom echoed. It was what it was.
Yeah. Good times.
So I got one more thing to ask you guys about and see what your reaction was to this week, because I was a little thrown by the response we got yesterday. I posted a question on Facebook. I don't post much on Facebook. Kellen manages most of our social media posts, which are hilarious, and they usually get a lot more traction than mine when I do put one on. But I asked a survey question.
Yeah.
And it was, if you are a woman, if you want to respond, you don't have to. If you're stuck in a bathroom and your phone is no service, and you get to choose who you're stuck in the bathroom with, are you with a trans woman,
yeah,
or a male
well,
that you don't know,
trans woman that you don't know, or a man that you don't know.
And I knew what the answer would be for most people. I mean,
of course.
I posted it for a reason. I wanted to prove a point to Steve Holt and his stupid ass fucking shit.
Because this all goes back to one side's not like the other. But
it was our inaugural dickhead of the week.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah,
he was.
Yeah.
And he was posting shit about trans people again. And I'm like, it's not the same. It's not the same. People aren't scared of trans women in the bathroom. I guarantee they're not scared of trans women in the bathroom. And we got, within the first 30 minutes, 250 comments, not likes, not shares, comments. And within the first 5 hours, we broke 1,000 people that comment. There he is, Steve Holt, dickhead of the week.
Steve Holt.
Here's the thing.
So you were in his comment section.
Oh, I was going off on him. Like this is not, these aren't men. Women aren't scared of trans women in the fucking bathroom.
Right.
But I'm not a woman. I've never been in a women's restroom. Like,
so let's talk.
I'm going to ask women and see, are you scared of women in it? And 100% of the initial answers, 100%. We had comments by men later, but 100% of the women that answered that question, over 1,000 people answered that question, 100% said trans woman.
I scrolled through it earlier trying to find a woman that said something other than A.
One said, if he'd get me out of the bathroom, I don't care who it is. Like, that was the only thing that was an alternative, which, sure.
There were almost 1,500 people who commented.
Yeah. I mean, anyone at that point that comments otherwise is statistically insignificant at that point.
Yeah.
99.999% of the people, women, said, I would much rather have a trans woman in the bathroom with me to help me figure shit out.
Some people were even like, I'll take the trans woman, then I'll take the bear.
We didn't even have that as an option, but
and then I'll take the man.
Yeah.
Right.
Like,
but that's ultimately your point here is again, that's the theme of this episode, is one side is not like the other. Right. And both parties are not equally trash. And you have a party that stands for rights and diversity and people and different perspectives and different viewpoints and different ways of life.
As long as it doesn't impede with other people's ways of life.
Yeah, as long as it's not hurting other people.
Right.
And then you have people like Steve Holt.
Right.
Who want to hate, oppress, who just want to belittle, who just want to tell other people that the way they live their lives is wrong because it's not the way that he lives his life.
Right. And that's exactly what we're seeing. And I think the thing I saw from this post was that he is making up a very fake worry of women being scared of trans men in bathrooms.
Yeah, that's
trans women in bathrooms. Sorry.
And that's really, we did a couple the Quaaludes episode about this, right?
Right.
About how fear mongering is such an important tool for the right wing, and the left just hasn't figured it out. They try it every now and then, and if you ask somebody on the right now, they'll tell you, well, that's they do that. They did that with COVID. COVID was all fabricated, and I saw
tell that to Italy and all the people that died there in the first fucking month.
And I saw a post earlier today that said, once you realize, it wasn't that the vaccine was created to deal with COVID. It was that COVID was created to allow the vaccine. Once you realize that, then everything makes sense. Then you're just like, yeah, so the thing about the right wing is they just feed conspiracy theories and bullshit and fear mongering as long as it gets them votes, it gets them power, it gets them money.
You mentioning COVID brings up an interesting point. so my experience in COVID, being on the front lines of it at the time, in the early days, and we know now, I think I mentioned this last week or the week before, the Trump administration intentionally withheld information regarding how serious COVID was,
Right.
in an effort to protect the economy. But in the early days of COVID, the people who were the most scared that I interacted with were the ones who were conservative and voted Republican.
Yeah.
They were terrified of COVID, even though I was routinely sitting in meetings with public health officials and being told, this is just affecting elderly people in nursing homes. And,
Right.
And so, I was one of the ones out there going, we need to calm down about this. Like, this is not that big a deal. And it was amazing how it switched when it actually became a thing. We started shutting things down. Then all of a sudden, those people were like, I don't give a fuck anymore.
Right.
And the rest of us were like, hell no, don't fucking come near me.
Mm-hmm.
And I just, it amazes me that they're that susceptible to that level of fear.
Yeah. Didn't we talk about there's like brain science behind this too?
Yeah, we did talk about that
A little bit.
I think last week, actually.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, and also, like, how many people actually died of COVID in the United States? Over 1 million people died of COVID, and that's
Just in the U.S.
That's the ones they were able to count, because a lot of them were just old in general, and they just died earlier than they were going to die.
Right.
But 1 million people plus, like, when someone says, like, don't take it serious, like, I want to stare in the camera and be like, fuck you, I lost a mentor and a loved one to COVID.
Yeah.
I did. Literally. I'm not just making that up. I really did.
Well,
Someone who helped raise me died of COVID. Our secretary at the place I worked, her son, who was like 30 years old, died of COVID. My wife's maid of honor, or not maid of honor, but bridesmaid, her brother, who was 34 years old, died of COVID. This was a real fucking thing. Anyone that's pretending it's not, fuck you. Like, I don't know how else to say it. Trying to pretend that it wasn't a thing and rewriting history is complete and utter bullshit.
We're running over time, fellas.
I know.
So I'm going to leave it with some very important quotes.
Oh, we didn't prep for this. What do you got?
Do something with your life that will anger a mediocre white man.
Beautiful.
I
What else you got?
I have
Casio.
$2 and a Casio.
You have some great shirts, Jacob. You really do.
I'm going to start wearing more of them.
You should start
Sure.
wearing.
Last week you had the "Welcome to Iowa, You're Gonna Die," or
Yeah.
"We're all gonna die."
They're all going to die.
It was beautiful. Thanks for watching and listening to this week's episode of Three Were White Guys.
Yeah.
We'll see you next week.
It's up and down.